Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. George Pickens gets clear message from coach Brian Schottenheimer before Vikings game. The Dallas Cowboys are coming off a disappointing loss to the Detroit Lions in Week 13, which is a loss that has really hurt the team's chances of being playoff-bound this season, with America's team now sitting with a record of 6-6-1 heading into Week 14's matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Along with the team taking a step back after winning 3 straight games, the spotlight has been put on star wide receiver George Pickens for all the wrong reasons, as many took aim at his poor effort and performance against the Lions. A lot has been made about Pickens' lackluster effort in a crucial game against the Lions, as the star wideout made headlines after going after former NFL cornerback Richard Sherman, who heavily criticized him after the loss to Detroit. That situation was addressed by the team and head coach Brian Schottenheimer, who admits he spoke with Pickens. Even though lack of effort is something that drives head coaches in the NFL crazy, as it is inexcusable, Schottenheimer definitely seems to have a soft spot for Pickens, as he made clear during Monday's media availability. "I talked to George about a lot of things," Schottenheimer said. "I'll keep that between George and I. I love watching the guy play football. I'll just kind of leave it at that. I think the guy has more fun playing football than most people. I think when we do that, I think that's usually a recipe when you're as talented as he is. That's why he can impact games the way he does." It'll be interesting to see what this conversation with Schottenheimer has done for Pickens and his mindset moving forward, as the Cowboys will need him locked in for the rest of the 2025 NFL season if there's any hopes of clinching a playoff spot in the NFC. Perhaps the reason for Schottenheimer not being livid about Pickens' lack of effort against the Lions was the fact that he admitted to the Cowboys head coach that he didn't play his best. Schottenheimer said the following about what Pickens told him after the game against Detroit during Monday's press conference. In his words, he said, "Hey Schotty, I didn't play my best game," Schottenheimer said of Pickens. "I think that, unfortunately, none of us played our best game, so that's reality. But again, I don't worry about George and his love for football and playing this game. Again, for 5 or 6 weeks, he was the talk of the sporting world. Look at George Pickens. We didn't coach or play well enough to win that game in Detroit. They beat us. It is what it is." Despite a forgettable performance against the Lions, Pickens is having the best season of his NFL career in Dallas while making a strong case to secure a lucrative contract extension with the Cowboys. He'll enter Sunday's game against the Vikings having caught 78 passes for 1,179 receiving yards, 3rd in the NFL, and 8 touchdowns, tied for 5th. Cowboys get good news on Jadeveon Clowney before Week 15. While the remaking of the Cowboys' defense over the course of this season largely is credited to the addition of defensive tackle Quinnen Williams at the November trade deadline, the process began earlier than that. The Cowboys were lacking in the pass rush before the Williams deal, following the Micah Parsons trade, and took a big step in resolving that issue with an earlier signing, Jadeveon Clowney, the 12-year veteran and former number 1 overall pick. Clowney has been very good for the Cowboys, with 4.0 sacks and 9 pressures in 12 games, despite playing on a part-time basis, 40% of the snaps. But he suffered a hamstring injury before last week's loss to the Lions, and had to sit out, a tough blow in a game that was decided in the trenches. The Cowboys needed all the help they could get, and while Dak Prescott faced 22 pressures in the loss, the Lions' Jared Goff faced only 8. But there is good news on Clowney, according to team vice president Stephen Jones. He told the team website on Wednesday that Clowney and his hamstring injury are on the upswing, and also offered a positive outlook on receiver CeeDee Lamb, concussion. Also worth watching, though less positive, left tackle Tyler Guyton, ankle, and cornerback Trayvon Diggs, knee. Said Jones, "This will be a big week to get some of those guys back. It really looks good on CD and Clowney. Still a little question mark on Guyton. Obviously, we will see how practice goes this week and see how Diggs does. He has played a lot of great football for us and we need to get that out of him. Guyton did not practice on Wednesday, raising concerns about his ability to play on Sunday. But Clowney was a limited participant, a step toward getting him back. Diggs and Lamb, too, were limited. The Cowboys' defensive front will be tested on Sunday for sure. It will be up to the interior of the defense, anchored by Williams, to contain the Vikings' running game, especially Aaron Jones, who has gashed the Cowboys' defense multiple times when he was with the Packers, including going for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Cowboys' last playoff game, after the 2023 season. Bears starting defensive back could bolt, sign new deal with Cowboys. Jaquan Brisker could very likely be wearing a different uniform when the 2026 season rolls around. Currently starting at safety for the Chicago Bears opposite veteran Kevin Byard, both will be hitting free agency when this season is over. Byard is on an all-pro trajectory this year, and is currently leading the NFL with 6 interceptions. Despite his age, he's 32, the Bears will likely try to bring Byard back, as he's been a definite asset on defense over his 2 seasons in Chicago. Brisker is a different story. He's still just 26, but the former 2022 second-round pick has an injury history that'll be concerning to every team evaluating him. He's had 3 concussions over his first 3 NFL seasons, the most serious of which happened in 2024. Brisker suffered a concussion Week 5 that kept him out for the final 12 games and required extensive neurological recovery. Beyond his head injuries, he has also battled groin, hamstring, back and shoulder issues, though those have been shorter term. He has remained healthy in 2025, and if he stays that way, Cowboys Wire's KD Drummond thinks the Dallas Cowboys could sign him. Dallas Cowboys predicted to sign Bears safety Jaquan Brisker in 2026 free agency. Through 4 seasons, Brisker has started every game he's played, 48, and he has over 300 total tackles, 7.0 sacks, 4 interceptions, 18 passes defensed and 4 forced fumbles. He's in the final year of his 4-year rookie deal worth about $7.36 million total, with a 2025 cap hit just over $4 million. After that, he's scheduled to hit unrestricted free agency in 2026. If a team like Dallas dangles a contract that tempts him, he's very likely a goner.